Get therapy.
I don't know how to read. Get therapy.
What is up, Wikimaniacs, and welcome to another not lives.
Exactly. Right.
Sorry, we can't be there live with you in person right now. We are batch recording. Unfortunately, Josh is also pretty busy with his house building, and he needs all the break as well. So Sean and I are just here kind of doing whatever for lives, or kind of doing whatever for like the next hour. Basically what we're going to be doing is just one of us reads a story, we react, another person's going to do it. So kind of like your typical Wednesday lives, but kind of a loose format that we got going on today. And yeah, we don't usually do announcements here, but if you would like to purchase our new merch, RedditOnWikiShop.com, the new Nutman merch is available. Please buy it so we don't hurt Sean's feelings. Thank you.
My feelings are what they are. You know what I'm saying? I know what kind of merch I designed, so I get
it. All right. Well, let's not beat around the bush, and let's just let's start with the first story today. I can start first, my guy, since you've been doing all the planning for today's stream. So first story of today, Sean, this one is from r/relationship advice. The title is, "My best friend's wife did something highly unethical at work, and I think I need to report her." Let's see how the story goes. "I'm going to try to make this as straightforward as possible. Due to my father's recent death, I came into a substantial amount of money. My best friend's wife, who I also consider a friend, works for an estate planning attorney. I have a kid with an ex who is 27 female. Also, OP is 30 male, just for context. My ex and my best friend's wife got quite close when my ex and I were together and remained close. I went to my best friend's wife about the inheritance to set up a meeting with her boss to discuss estate planning. I had a good meeting. We have set up a revocable trust for my kid with various contingencies and whatnot. I have not discussed this at all with my ex because I see it as none of her business. Well, my best friend's wife apparently told my ex about the things I was doing with my estate. My ex called me furious, and just for context, we have split custody, but I pay child support due to making significantly more than my ex, and the inheritance has no impact whatsoever on my child support obligation. I told my ex that, number one, this was none of her business, and two, she has no right to know about that. When I pressed my ex, she admitted my best friend's wife told her. I called my best friend mad myself. His wife eventually called me and apologized. She said she let a few things slip over drinks, and then when my ex pressed her, she gave the details. She begged me not to tell her boss, and my best friend made the same request. I love both these people and understand mistakes can happen, but I'm also upset and do not know how to deal. Any advice on how to navigate would be appreciated."
Okay, so full disclosure, chat. I read this one for sure, and this was one of the ones I was going to do because I did want to see, it's kind of HR-y in the fact that I wanted John's input. So, but honestly, I think, if this person is in your life, it's kind of hard to get them fired and expect them to still be in your life. So it's kind of just like, all right, you're kind of making a decision. Do I, want justice and for her to lose her job or get reprimanded, which probably she should do. She doesn't sound good at her job if she's just like letting things fly whenever she has a couple drinks. Or, do you just like, well, she already told my ex, and that's like the one person I didn't want to know about this. So really it's, the worst has already happened. So if I want, my best friend still in my life, I probably kind of just have to eat it. So I don't know. I think it's kind of, either or. You either have your best friend and his wife in your life, or you don't. And then you go based off that.
That's kind of where I'm at, because it's like, what battle are you going to choose in this scenario, right? Like, I agree 100% with what you said, Sean. Like, I think in some capacity, the best friend's wife is not good at their job because, let's just say the best friend's wife was in the medical field. this is a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
And if they were in some sort of a lawyer capacity, then they would be in some sort of a client, something confidentiality. They are breaking basically a huge part of the job description they have is like keeping it anonymous or keeping it like, confidential for their clients. So I can see why this is a big issue, because if you can do it to a close friend where it's like, that there's a possibility that exactly. So who knows how many details have slipped over, over time. A lot of people are bagging on OP because it's like, are you being a shitty like ex-partner to your ex, and why are you not disclosing like said information? But a lot of times OP were saying that they fought a lot about money like in the past, but based on the information they provided, that they were not affecting any of the child support obligation, and they seem like to have split custody. So I'm also torn in the situation, because part of me feels like, yeah, I feel like the best friend's wife needs to be reprimanded because they are not doing a good of a job. However, you are running a risk of losing a friend that you've had, and there's a huge possibility that that friend is going to be out of your life if you tell on their partner.
They mentioned the split custody in the story, right?
They did. They said that they do have split custody, and they paid child support due to making significantly more than their ex, and that the inheritance should have no impact on the child's obligation.
So, yeah, I don't know if this is a hot take, but then if it doesn't have any obligation, he has split custody, so he's taking care of the kid. Kid is, I assume, reaping the benefits of this inheritance.
Yeah.
So it really kind of isn't her business to know that, I think. So I'm confused about the comments chopping him on, blasting him for that, but maybe also I don't understand child support. I mean, I don't. So I don't know. I'm just going based off of him saying this doesn't affect the child support. So, and he's already paying, and he has split custody. So, you just got to assume that he's, the kid is also seeing this money. It's just he doesn't need his ex to know, because why should she?
Yeah, and then another, person commented about that, and OP did get clarifying information, like how that money goes to the child entails. So they commented, none of the money goes to our son until I pass away, and he receives no payout until 1, he begins college. And if that is the triggering event, the trustee is only authorized to make direct payments to the college at the time, or 2, the kid turns 21, whichever comes first. Then he receives a payout at the ages of 25, 30, and then the final one at 35. So I think that's a good way of planning, when your child receives those, because I mean, if I had a huge lump of money as a 21-year-old boy, that shit would have been gone,
Yes.
So I think this is a savvy and a smart way of like, future planning for your kids, so that way they can receive, like some inheritance from you at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm surprised Reddit is blasting this guy for any reason, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's the whole. There's been a lot of like conversations about like child support, and I admittedly there's a lot of deadbeat dads out there who are not doing what they need to do. But it seems like this is not a situation for in OP's case.
Yeah, unless OP is lying, and that like the inheritance should be a part of the child support, then he's being a deadbeat. Yeah, he should record the inheritance so that he could pay appropriately. But if it doesn't, like what he's saying, I mean, I don't know. We're not experts on that. I'm just going based off what OP's saying. If it doesn't affect it at all, he's still paying his child support. He has joint custody of the kid. So, and like what John said, he already set up a fund for how the kid is going to get the money. So, I don't know. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think my opinion would have been different if like the mom has a sole custody in the kid. I'm like, okay, maybe up it a little bit, because like they're 100% taking care of the child.
Yeah,
because it's split. Like part of me feels like, I think the ex doesn't deserve to know.
Yeah, I mean it's your money, so it's your decision. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's how I feel about it. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if we're way off.
Yeah, let us know.
All right. Me?
Yes, sir.
All right, the first one I have, I'm not going to lie. I found stories last night. That was one of them. And I was like half awake, half asleep. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh shit, I got to find stories. So I found more. So I have 7 stories.
Holy shit.
But I'm sure we'll just save them for the next non-live live. All right. This one's coming from TIFU, r/TIFU. And it's titled, Today I Fucked Up by Shaving My Wife While She Was Pregnant.
Did you injure her or cut her? Because that would be unfortunate.
Let's see. OP writes, Today I fucked up by being a wife groomer during her pregnancy. My wife and I celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary, and we were recalling really weird and wacky memories during our marriage. Warning, some too TMI, too much information, info ahead. When we got married, my wife was 6 months pregnant. Kind of like Pam from The Office. I don't know how pregnant she was.
Oh, premaritals. I'm just kidding.
Not to be TMI, but I often used to shave my wife's legs and her other bits because she couldn't reach. Nothing sexual about it, just purely functional. So around 8 months into the pregnancy, my wife asked me to shave her bits as it, quote, it was an Amazon jungle down there, end quote. So because of her bump, she would stand over me, spread them, and I would shave the areas. I used an electric razor, and I didn't shave it all the way, I just trimmed it down. So during one of these sessions, my wife sneezed and lightly peed on me. We both burst out into laughter. I toweled myself off, and I kept on going. At this point, I had finished her legs and had finished her top right side, and I was working my way to her left. Think like painting a fall, except I'm shaving. I don't know what that means.
No idea.
As I started again, my wife froze and gasped. Before I could even move, her water burst onto my face and all over my chest.
She just likes pissing on Obi. How many golden showers have you received?
Sounds like just 2. I don't know. Well, is the water breaking? Is that clear, or is that?
I don't know if that doesn't count.
If that counts.
But, I mean, it's a body function when she's pregnant.
Body
That's
fluid,
understandable.
Yeah. We froze, screamed, and panicked. I literally had a fast rinse in the shower, grabbed the baby bag, and we raced to the hospital. A few hours later, our son was born. All good, all healthy. The gynecologist chuckled and said, "Nice grooming. It's like a before and after photo." Too long, didn't read, got soaked by Mother Nature, induced labor, and left my wife with a lopsided bush.
This is one of those those landscaping commercials where it's like, oh, if you try. I don't know why, but my TikTok feed is also like this one guy who just goes and asks neighbors like, "Hey, you have your
Are you
your
my
lawn
goddamn
is
parents? You are my fucking parents. Is it SLP mowing or some shit like that? They fucking love that guy. My God.
I'm just like, hey, your lawn is kind of unruly right now. Do you mind if I do it? And then just like, oh, it's free. Like, oh, it's free? Oh, man. It's so satisfying to watch.
Yeah. I view those the same as Nate the Hoof guy, same as pimple popping.
Sometimes when I'm bored, like, I even play Power Wash Simulator because it's just so damn satisfying.
You play Power Wash?
Dude, it's so relaxing.
My sister likes, there's like some, I forget the YouTuber, but it's just like a YouTuber that cleans cars.
Oh,
like, yeah,
that
this
one
is
too.
my SLP mowing. I said, y'all are insane.
Dude, like the detailers, when it makes that noise, like with the sprays, I'm like, oh, that's so fucking satisfying, dude.
I can't judge. I like the pimple popping videos, so.
I mean, to each their own, right? Like we all have our own different.
Yeah.
But to go back to the story, I mean, this is pretty wholesome. It seems like it's one of the things that you take vows on your marriage, right? Like in sickness and in health, or like kind of everything in between. Like your partner asked if you could help them out. You went there and did whatever you needed to do, and you guys both laugh about it. It's not like we've seen so much partners where they're just like totally sick of their, their spouses or their partners, and they just treat them like property or pieces of shit. And the fact that you guys were able to laugh about it, and it created a memory that you guys will always remember forever. I hope you guys have like a healthy relationship moving forward, and hope the kiddo is doing well. So shout out to the both of y'all.
Hell yeah. That was 5 years ago, so I assume everything is good.
We hope so too. All right, John, next story for today. This one is also from r/relationship advice. The title for this one is it possible for me to accommodate my boyfriend's extreme food aversions, or are we just incompatible?
It just might be incompatible, to be honest, because I know that would be a difficult battle for me. I like eating too much.
Yeah. And I'm saying this as a picky eater. And I'm like, I don't blame people for like, it's tough. Like making food is laborious enough as it is. So it's if you guys are just not something that you want to deal with for the rest of your life, that's what you got to do, unfortunately. All right. Story goes as this. I, 29 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 29 male, for about 6 months. He has extremely restrictive eating habits. He doesn't have food allergies, but he has strong aversions to certain flavors and textures. His list of foods he won't eat is long. No garlic, no bell peppers, only salt, and plenty of other restrictions. This guy ain't Filipino for sure. Like, we need fucking garlic on everything.
No, garlic is crazy.
Oh, man. Because of this, we never go out to eat at restaurants, and when we cook at home, everything has to be prepared exactly the way he likes, or he won't eat it. At the beginning of our relationship, he would bring his own groceries and cook for himself. Very quickly, though, that changed. Now he expects me to buy the groceries and cook, but still according to all of his preferences. Or I make 2 versions of the same meal so I can eat it how I would like. Absolutely.
Nah.
Absolutely fucking not.
Y'all are only 6 months in.
His mask dropped quick, friend. Like, get the fuck out of there. Tonight, I went grocery shopping to make a simple rice and stew. I bought garlic and bell peppers for myself, and as soon as he saw them, he got upset and assumed I was putting them in the stew. Even after I told him they were for me, he kept saying things like, I don't eat that, and if you put it in that stew, I won't eat. Then don't, bitch, starve.
Yeah. Okay.
That really irritated me because it highlighted how much I've been accommodating him. I realized I can't even buy ingredients I enjoy without feeling like I have to justify them. I finally told him that I'm done censoring every meal around his food aversions. From now on, he can buy and cook his own food, and I'll buy and cook mine. If we happen to make something we both enjoy, great. Otherwise, we'll handle our meals separately. He thinks I'm being selfish and unfair because he says his food aversions aren't something he can control, and he shouldn't have to force himself to eat things he doesn't like. Then make your own fucking food, dude.
But she should have to force herself to eat stuff she doesn't like.
Yeah. I believe, and I'm not asking him to force himself, but I also shouldn't have to limit my own diet or constantly cook separate versions of every meal to accommodate him. I really like him and would like to make this relationship work, but I'm exhausted. I miss eating the foods I enjoy, and I don't want my grocery shopping and meal planning to revolve around someone else's preferences indefinitely. Has anyone been in a relationship like this? Is completely separating our meals a reasonable compromise, or are we simply incompatible?
I mean, I think you did have a reasonable compromise, and he shat all over it. Like, yeah, I mean, you're not asking him to eat foods, but he's asking you to eat, to censor your meals, like what you said. So it's crazy to, that he sees you being selfish, but he doesn't see it the same way from your point of view. And, if he's like that about this, you can already imagine he's probably inconsiderate in other facets of y'all's relationship. So I would say, again, you're 6 months in. You're not that deep into it. Let's get out of there. I mean, we got the red flags already. Let's move on. Next one.
Oh, I agree. Because I think we said it earlier too. Like the mask dropped so quick because in the beginning you both had a system that worked for y'all. Like, okay, he'll bring his own ingredients, he'll cook his own meal. You guys can both be happy and eat whatever you want. And then all of a sudden he expects you not to only do the groceries for him, and also cook a separate meal just so you can accommodate his ass.
Yeah.
And again, this is someone who is an extremely picky eater. Like there's a lot of foods that I'm just like, that ain't for me. Like I can't do it. But Julia is the cook of the household, so whenever she makes something, if let's say there's an ingredient there that like I don't mess around, I don't like, I will just put that ingredient to the side and just be like, you know what, this big piece of meat, like I can't do it, so I'm just gonna put it aside, or I'm just gonna be a grown up and be like, hey, unfortunately, this isn't for me. Like I'm gonna go either one, make something for myself, or two, I'm gonna go get something separately. But I appreciate you for like, doing all this shit. Like I am not gonna inconvenience you at all. You already did the hard part.
Yeah, and it's just like she mentioned it too, but like having to justify the groceries that you bought for yourself.
Yeah.
I'd be sick of it. Honestly, the first time it happened, I'd be like, watch yourself. You're on thin fucking ice.
Yeah.
Because I bought this. I don't need to explain it to you. And if you think I'm putting it into your meal and you want to be paranoid, then fine. Like John said,
Make your own shit.
don't eat. Don't fucking eat. Starve, bitch.
Top comment for this one, Witty Jackfruit 677 commented, you can say no, tell him to buy and make his own food, and dump someone who tries to make you live on their terms. Which,
exactly.
To Sean's point, what else in their other aspect of your lives that he'll try to control or try to make you change about yourself, 6 months in, money back guarantee is still around. Get the fuck out of this relationship, girl.
Agreed. All right. My next one is a little bit of a downer, and it's coming from r/confessions.
Oh, no.
And it's titled, My Wife is Constantly Sleeping with Her Colleague.
Why is she still your wife?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. OP writes, my wife, 33 female, and I, 31 male, have been married for 6 years. Our relationship has always been strong, and our sex life was great. We genuinely love each other and have amazing chemistry. A few months ago, she started talking a lot about her new colleague, like how good looking he is, how funny he is, etc. And it led up to last month, where during a team building trip, she got drunk and texted me she really wanted to fuck him. I was surprised, but I appreciated her honesty. Instead of cheating, she asked for my permission, and I said yes.
I couldn't. Oh, hell no. I'm out. I'm fucking out. You might be into this, OP. Low-key.
After they slept together, we talked about it and agreed to open our marriage with one rule. Each of us could have just one person on the side. I have not acted on my side yet, but my wife has been seeing her colleague constantly. Last weekend, they even went on a 2-day trip together, and she said that they barely left the bed. She also casually tells me the details, like giving him blowjobs in his office at work, or how she stayed with him until midnight yesterday, and they had sex multiple times, including anal. Even though I gave her permission, I'm starting to feel really weird and uncomfortable about how often and how intensely this is all happening. I'm not sure if I'm just jealous, insecure, or maybe if we move too fast with this whole arrangement. Has anyone been in a similar situation? How do you deal with these feelings when your partner is much more active in an open relationship than you are? Now, there's an edit, John, but I don't know if you want to get your feelings out now.
First of all, I would never be in this fucking situation because if I
couldn't.
ever hear somebody or if I was romantically involved in anyone and said like, hey, I think this person is attractive, I want to fuck them. That to me, it's emotionally cheating to begin with already. You giving them grace because they're asking you for permission to fuck another. Hell nah. I don't know if this is just too vanilla of me as a person. I know some people probably have this type of arrangement with whatever type of dynamic or relationship you have, but it couldn't be me. The moment I hear those words uttered from my partner's mouth, we're done.
Yeah, and it's we've learned a lot about like polyamory through the podcast and like open relationships and things like that. Some of our biggest wikimaniacs have taught us about that. But I don't think it's ever come across in a story where somebody does it and then they come back to it and be like, so let's open it now? You know, it seems like it's always like, all right, we're either both already open and then going into this relationship knowing that we're open.
Yeah.
Or like we're in a relationship, we talk about being open, and then we make the ground rules and then go forward. But this was like...
someone's already lined up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to fuck my coworker. Can I fuck him? And then after we do that, then you're like, I guess since that's been done, we should just open it up.
Yeah.
So it feels weird. I can't like give OP all the...
Yeah, because we don't have that like type of dynamic of a relationship, so we're totally ignorant about that. But I'm like speaking from like perspective of someone who's just like a one person type of person. There's already some sort of an emotional investment for you to line that person up, you know? So to me, I consider that cheating already.
Yeah. I mean, it's the people in the comments are like, I feel like with, the open relationships I know about, it's kind of like you can't have someone lined up type of thing. There's like a rule.
Yeah.
You can't have someone already lined up. Or like there's a rule. I mean, I think this is the first time we've heard like an open relationship and then they set the rule that, all right, we can only have one other person on the side. Usually it's, I'm glad there are rules in general, because sometimes people just open it up with no rules and then they all get mad that there's no rules. But yeah, this one did seem like it just happened too fast and you did not know how to feel. And let's get to the edit before we talk more about it.
This reminds me of Jasmine and Gino from 90 Day Fiancé. It's crazy.
Okay, so peek behind the screen. I was going to do for a Brownies episode, and maybe I'll do it later, but I was going to, share our screen and watch the like YouTube montages of the craziest 90 Day Fiancé moments.
Ooh.
And then have you like walk us through what is going on.
I'm not like a loyal watcher where like I know every single details about it. I side watch with Juliet, but like I appreciate the drama, to be honest.
Because that the first scene was who'd you say, Gino and Jasmine?
Jasmine and Gino
were yelling at each other.
Yeah, they're always yelling at each other.
I was like, whoa. But let's get into this update. OP writes, thank you everyone for the replies. There were a lot of questions, so I'll try to clear things up. First of all, this did not come out of nowhere. We had discussed opening our marriage years ago. We agreed that we didn't want random hookups with different people all of the time. Instead, we would each choose one specific person to see on the side. When my wife started talking about her coworker, I jokingly said a couple of times, well, I guess you found your person. And she would laugh and we would both drop the topic. So when she texted me from the team building event asking for permission, I already had that background in mind, and that is why I said yes. We wanted to open the marriage because while we do love each other deeply and have great chemistry, we were both curious about adding some spice and new experiences to our sex life. When it happened, she wasn't planning on telling me any details. I was the one who started asking questions because I thought hearing it might turn me on. But instead, it made me feel sad and uneasy. She noticed I was asking, so she thought it was okay to just keep sharing. That's why I heard everything, like the office stuff, the anal, the 2-day trip where they barely left the bed, etc. The 2-day trip was the moment it really hit me. That's when I started losing respect for myself. Now I'm at a point where I don't want to continue with the open stuff. I've read your comments, and yes, I need to be honest with her about how I'm feeling, and I'm going to talk to her as soon as possible. We love each other, and we respect each other, and I'm not thinking about divorce as some have suggested. I just want to close this chapter and fix things with her. And then that's the update.
Yeah, I think that completely shifts the narrative because now it's not cheating. Like, this is a pre-discussed scenario, and
you kind of
there was an opportunity. Yeah. I wonder who broached, for a lot of the open relationship stories that we read in the show, I wonder who broached the subject of, like, maybe we should open up the relationship. And if it was OP, that was like, I probably had someone lined up, shit didn't work out type of situations. I don't know. I'm jaded by the amount of times where it's like one partner, usually the guys, getting jealous that, the girls are getting dick appointments and the guys aren't. So I don't know. This is kind of I don't know what to think about the situation anymore.
Yeah, it does shift it because it's like, okay, you guys have talked about this for years.
Mm-hmm.
It seems mutual. So, and once she started like bringing up like, oh yeah, this new guy's attractive. You
egged it on.
You said it like, I guess you got your guy. So
and then you had that thing where it's like, I want to know more information because I'm trying to see for myself if this is going to turn me on. So
yeah, and
it's
kudos
like
to you.
Ask questions you don't want answers to type shit.
Yeah, kudos to you for trying it out, but crazy of you to not be like, didn't love that as much as I thought I would actually, and tell her like, be open with your wife. Just be like, I thought that would have really like got the gears going. Did quite the opposite. Would love to hear no more details. But you just stay silent on a lot of stuff. And it's now she's like, okay, well, he wanted to know that one time. I'll just keep on telling him because that gets his gears going.
She probably thinks you're into the shit.
Dead ass? I think she does. So really, I think she's just going off of OP's moves, and it sounds like OP knows what to do, but really it's just like you got to sit down and have the conversation and like be open with like everything that has been kind of hurting you. I almost feel like she's not at fault at all, kind of, because I mean, if y'all had both talked about it, it sounds like both of y'all had the chance to be like, that's not something we want to do. And then whenever she brought up the coworker, y'all both kind of had the chance to be like, are we sure we're going to do this? So it's kind of like you told her to do it. She did it. You told her to tell you details. She did it. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to blame her for any of this, really.
Yeah. I'm only giving OP a little bit of grace here because they seem like they're genuinely asking like what's the next step that they could take. Because again, a lot of the stories that we've read, it's usually the guys being bitter about like the girls faring better. I feel like just the tone of how the story was written and how you read it, it seemed like they were like, oh man, I'm genuinely at a loss here. Like, I hate to dunk on a guy even more, but like it seems like, yeah, like what Sean is saying, this is a conversation that needs to be had. And if this is something that you can proceed with, and if this is not something that you two can sort it out together, maybe you guys can do couples counseling together. So that way there's an unbiased third party that, you guys can, and an unbiased professional at that, to give you guys a proper advice on what steps that you guys should be taking next.
Yeah. Yeah. In the comments, he's answering some questions, and somebody asked, how often are they sleeping together? How often are y'all sleeping together? He said they are together every day. And we are together once or twice a week. That's tough.
I don't know, bro. I think you lost it. I think this relationship.
I think you lost it, brother.
Yeah, because I think now there's some sort of an emotional attachment with your wife.
I think as soon as she was like, "Oh yeah, he's funny," then it's already like, "All right, well, it's not just dick." But I guess an open relationship is not just dick. It's an actual, I'm equally with you and I'm equally with you type of thing. Well, I mean, I guess maybe they're all different. Again, this is the two most vanilla dudes on the internet trying to explain it.
I don't know about taking 2-day trips though. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah, I don't
way
know.
past that in my. Yeah, yeah. This is a professional.
Okay.
A professional that could probably help you out here better.
Yeah, one of the top comments that he answered back was, "I just don't think you ever properly communicated about this before. You guys need to speak together and talk this out."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we haven't really talked. I wouldn't be against it if this was a once in a month kind of thing, but I can't even tell you how many times they've slept since that night. So,
Every day is crazy.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. I'm out. I couldn't do this, to be honest. Not
I mean,
even
yeah.
one time. I'm like, I'm fucking done.
This guy asked for it. It seems like. So.
Jesus Christ. All right. Should we? I'll lighten up the mood here because I can't. This one is from Today I Fucked Up. It's titled, Today I Fucked Up by Bowing to an Asian Guy.
Yikes. Yikes. This, I think I told this on the...
Is it your dad?
No, well, there's similar stories of that. He loves saying fucking... He loves saying gracias at a Tex-Mex place. He loves saying... what is it? In the
He said
sushi
something
places?
funny as hell.
Arigato gozaimasu. He loves doing that. What's the one in Chinese? He loves doing it at a dim sum place. Shishi. He loves shishi. He loves the shishi. But I was talking about during I think it was during my bachelor trip. We went to Cancun, and my best friend Ryan was like kind of our go-to translator. Like he knew the most Spanish out of us. So like anytime, we were talking to a local or like trying to figure out like plans on things and talking to staff, he would always be the communication.
He can talk,
for us.
like, he can like have conversations in Spanish?
Decently enough, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He was doing
Okay,
pretty good.
Ryan.
Enough to where, yeah, they could both understand. He says he isn't fluent, but he didn't really run into any issues in my eyes. But he was on that mode the whole time, just like speaking Spanish to everybody essentially, and then like translating to us. And we were at one of the water parks in Cancun. I think I forget what it's called.
X-Carrot or something like that?
Yeah, X-Carrot.
Yeah.
We were in the lazy river in X-Carrot, and then we were like, let's take a group pic in the lazy river. And then Ryan was like, oh yeah, I'll ask the next people that come by. And the next people were like a little further out, and he goes, hola, amigo. And then he was, I guess he was doing like hand motions. And then the guy got close and was like, yeah, you guys want a picture? Or And the whole weekend we just kept yelling at Ryan, hola, amigo. Hola, amigo. Oh my God.
I can see Ryan doing that shit too. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, as soon as he said, you want a picture? Ryan was like, yeah. For sure. We would love a picture.
Fucking Ryan, dude.
Hola, amigo. Oh my God.
Oh shit. All right. Let's see where the story goes. Again, the title is Today I Fucked Up by Bowing to an Asian Guy. A very important point for this story is that my husband and I recently moved from Japan to the US. We were there on my husband's visa as he worked for a large international company as an engineer. I am a white woman, but over the course of our time there was, of course, fully immersed in the culture. When we had first moved to Japan, we had taken cultural competency classes and we were privately tutored in Japanese. We also had the amazing opportunity to live in a small town, and it was a very tight-knit community who welcomed us and made our time there very special. Gotta say, I do appreciate when people like fully immerse themselves in the culture, so shout out to y'all for that. Bowing is obviously a huge part of Japanese culture, and since we only recently moved to the States, It's a habit that has not yet been broken. Not a full formal bow, but more like the slight incline of the head or just ducking your head a little bit is a day-to-day way to acknowledge someone. And we still do that reflexively. Someone held a door for us, duck your head. A car is waiting for you to cross the street, duck your head. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes do that.
I think I do that already, and I haven't even been to...
Yeah. We recently had the opportunity to visit Iceland in November, and while there, we enjoyed some time in a hot spring spa in the sauna. At one point, we decided to cool off and started to leave the sauna. A man and his partner were headed in, and he held the door for us to exit before they came in. I ducked my head in thanks, then looked up to make full eye contact with an Asian man who then deadpanned to me in English, "You don't have to bow." I was mortified. I was too shocked to explain.
Oh, he probably loved saying it.
I was mortified. I was too shocked to explain that I do that to everyone and I wasn't being a jerk and that it was just a reflex. My husband thought it was the funniest thing ever, but I'm still inwardly cringing every time I remember. If you're reading this, my friend, I'm sorry. I wasn't being an asshole. I promise.
Oh, I'm sure he laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take offense, but I also kind of do the head down thing as well. I don't know if it's, being Asian, maybe martial arts. We bowed a lot. It's kind of also instinctual. My sister lived in Japan for like 6 years. She still bows and says hi whenever she's like trying to say like, yeah, I understand. So yeah, it happens. It is harder. Like my sister's able to get away with it because she is Asian. So it's kind of like, oh yeah. The other people are like, yeah, maybe they do that where we're in the Philippines. I don't know, but it is harder for a white person to do that kind of thing. Unfortunately, there's this TikToker who is, I think, married to a Hawaiian and lives in Hawaii and is, by all intents and purposes, at this point Hawaiian, and she went viral on TikTok because I think. She recorded herself reacting to Moana 2, like the sequel to Moana, and she said something about the aloha spirit in Moana just gets you in a certain way. And it's a video of her crying and filming herself in the movie theater and going, "Chee-hoo!" And she was white. So that, of course, TikTok took that well. And she got flamed hard, and she was just like, "I'm so sorry. My husband is just Hawaiian. I forget that I'm not ethnically Hawaiian." So I was like, "It's tough." I fucking watch that video when I want to laugh. When I'm feeling down, I'll turn on White Woman Chihu. It's so funny. Unfortunately, sorry, whites. Sorry, whites.
Sorry, whites. But yeah, I don't necessarily think this is a fuck up because it's they're fully immersed in the culture when they lived there. In all intents and purposes, they were also citizens, and you can probably consider them a local at some point in Japan because they did live there. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a fuck up. Like again, sometimes I tend to catch myself bowing too, as well, like I acknowledge you being there, or like just out of respect type of situation. But top comment for this one by Godfist: to be completely honest with you, this isn't necessarily a F up, just an awkward moment. Also, at a glance, I thought the title said blowing an Asian guy.
Whoa!
when I first read it, I was like, so they fucked up by blowing an Asian guy? I'm like, hey, wait a fucking minute. And then I clicked on it. I'm like, shit, this is bowing to an Asian guy.
Blowing an Asian guy being on TIFU seems racially charged. I don't know. I fucked
like,
up.
What do you mean?
What's wrong with that,
up, bro?
What's wrong with that, actually?
Oh, shit.
All right. I got one more also coming from r/TIFU, and it's titled, "Today I Fucked Up by Bringing Water Guns into a Nursing Home."
I don't know if that's a fuck up. Maybe, people in the nursing home, they just want to feel like children again. So maybe you brought a little joy in their life.
Let's hope so. OP writes,
Watch this shit is like loaded with some terrible water.
everyone is slipping and falling. It's
Life alert is like very
Life
active
alert's going
today.
crazy. Opie writes, I, 25 female, am a nursing student and I work in a nursing home. Today, it was incredibly hot where we live. I thought it would be fun to bring some small water guns, and I handed them out to several of our residents. At first, it was just me versus the residents, which was super fun, and we had a blast. I ended up soaked, but it was fine. But then, they decided to bring the guns to the shared cafeteria, and chaos ensued. At some point, we had residents from all units joining in on the water fight, which was great. But those tiny water guns turned into glasses of water, and later on buckets of water. And unfortunately, one of the residents decided it would be fun to soak our manager, who was trying to see what all the commotion was about. He was not thrilled. And it didn't take boo. And it did not take him long to find out who started the fight. Me. And I got a stern talking to. But it was worth it, though. Too long didn't read. Started a water fight at the nursing home. Manager ended up soaked, and I got a stern talking to.
Boo. I don't know. Granted, it might have sucked for whoever the custodian is or the janitor having to clean up all that wet puddle everywhere. So that part might be hella annoying. So maybe OP is a little bit of an asshole for unless, everyone pitched in and helped clean up. But I don't know. This
like
is one of those.
they went outside, and then the residents brought everything inside.
Yeah, so, you can't give. What is it like?
Give a mouse a cookie.
Quote about like. Yeah, but this is one of those things where it's like, I feel like a lot of people in like nursing homes, they just have like the same routine over and over and over again, and it's like, you broke the monotony, and this is probably something that they're probably gonna, if they have family that they can call, it's like, oh, can I tell you about the super fun party that we had? We just started like super soaking everybody, so it seems innocent. That manager is a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, I agree too. It seems like everyone had a good time. Nobody got hurt, which was my concern. I guess the manager is saying somebody could have gotten hurt, which is fair.
That's a potential. Yeah, that is fair. Because there are probably a lot of elderly there.
Yeah, but nobody did get hurt. I don't think a stern talking to is that big of a deal. Kind of just like hey, make sure, we keep this outside, and then, we take it away before they can bring it inside where it becomes like a hazard. But hopefully you didn't get too bad of a talking to.
All right, I got the last one then, and then we cap it off.
Yes, sir.
All right, last one for today. This one is from r/Am I the asshole? And this one is titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my coworker she needs to get over herself?"
No, she might need to get over herself.
All right, we shall see how this goes.
No, it might be the right message, the wrong messenger type of deal.
Get over yourself, you bitch.
Oh,
said it like that.
I don't really know you that well at all.
So I, 24 female, work as a medical receptionist / administrative assistant at a mental health center. There are 4 of us working reception, and I've been working there for close to 2 years now, which essentially makes me a veteran. It's the next guy who works the longest has been there for 6 months. So it sounds like there's a lot of turnover within the company. And it's a mental health field. I can see how that can be extremely stressful for a lot of people. To which they say, it's an extremely stressful job. The higher ups aren't great, and it's just overall a clusterfuck lately. It's been getting worse lately, and we're losing employees willing to work reception due to the specific clientele, as you can imagine. I do have one specific coworker, who's 22 female, who's been working there for about 2 months or so. And overall, I was always pretty happy with her performance. Lately, however, she's been constantly complaining about a guy working with us, 26 male, who's been trying to take the easy way around some of the more difficult tasks, which I fully understand and would not have had an issue with if she wasn't also acting like a brat. She comes to work tired, goes and takes up one of the offices to nap in the morning, then sits around doing nothing for the next hour before she's finally ready to start doing her thing. So who's really taking the easy way out here?
Yeah, I don't know. If you're going to nap, I think you can't talk about somebody.
Today, I was filling some medical papers from last week due to not being able to finish it on time, and I kindly asked her if she could call one patient while I'm at it. She looked up the person, saw they've already been called, and straight up refused. What she didn't see, however, was that the phone call in the system was for 4 weeks ago. I tried explaining that the patient needs a phone call today and that she could look at the date, but she just started going off about how nobody's doing anything around here and saying that someone clearly just didn't want to make that phone call yesterday. That's rich coming from you, bitch.
Yeah, you can't say shit if you're napping on the clock.
It took me 15 minutes of back and forth, constantly just repeating, look at the date, just look at the date, until I finally snapped and told her to just get over herself and start fucking working like an adult should. She immediately shut down and made the phone call right away, and I kept filling my paperwork, and after a long stretch moment of silence, I apologized and said I shouldn't have raised my voice. I feel awful. I try to be understanding and I don't like snapping at people. I made sure to work on myself in therapy before because I had extreme anger issues growing up, but this time I just couldn't handle constantly repeating myself for 15 minutes straight. So yeah, am I the asshole?
I gotta say no. To be honest, I don't know if I'd even apologize.
No.
I'd be like, I mean, and this is, OP is the manager?
OP seems like just a regular employee. It says, oh, it's a medical receptionist / admin assistant. So everyone kind of seems like in an equal
Same
footing.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't talk over somebody for 15 minutes and then be surprised when they're like, fuck you, actually. Like, you kind of just got to be like, all right, yeah, I was fucking. It's been 15 minutes of me talking straight without letting anybody say a word. Of course somebody's annoyed. So, yeah, I don't know. I think you're well within your rights. You asked for a simple task, and she, in the 15 minutes of her arguing with you about it, she could have called and been done. So, yeah, I think you're fine, OP. I don't think you should feel that bad. And again, like John and I said earlier, I think you can't, this person is the last person that could be criticizing anybody else's work ethic.
Can you get a load of these lazy fucks that I'm working with?
Nobody fucking does shit around here. Wiping her eyes just from a nap.
Eye boogers. It's like, man, I'm working so hard taking a nap here. And chances are, too, a lot of times when this person was taking naps and dilly-dallying somewhere else, someone's probably picking up her slack at work. Yeah, I don't know why she's complaining about this shit, but Reddit deemed not the asshole. 30 Helen says fuck off commented. So she sleeps on a clock, wakes up and spends another hour doing jack shit, and refuses tasks that are part of her job. And you feel bad for snapping at her? Are you serious? Not the asshole. For some reason, Her Highness has to learn that jobs comes with expectations.
Yeah, exactly right.
All right, Sean. Well, that is it for today's Not Live. Anything you want to bring up or close off before we hop off today?
Reddit on wikishop.com. That's Reddit on wikishop.com. I get it. But would it kill you to buy a sticker, maybe? Even just maybe a mug? I mean, I understand the clothing is hard to wear, but I mean, the mug? No one sees you drink out of a mug. Surely you could buy that.
What are you drinking today? Nut, man.
Nut, man. Oh, shout out everybody that likes, nut milk. All you almond milk drinkers. Hey, perfect mug for that. Think about it. Peruse the collection.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us for another episode. We will see you on Friday. Bye.
Later.